These following instructions will help you to assemble the Sharpie Chocolate Impact Tester. First of all, assemble the swinging pendulum. Take two 30mm long M6 screws, 4 washers, 2 hex nuts, the metal plate and the 2 wooden arms of the pendulum. These are the ones with 2 holes and a little depression in which houses the metal plate. Simply thread the screws through some washers and attach with the hex nuts to secure the plate in place. Next, we'll assemble the frame. For this, you need the 2 plastic rails, unfold the base plate, and you'll notice that there are 2 pairs of rectangular holes. Next, assemble the legs. So 3 legs will be the same. And one of the other legs has a small depression near the top in which the dial will sit. This needs to be in one of the pairs of holes that are close together. Unfold all of the legs so that the hinge is on the outside. When all 4 legs are in place, we can then attach the plastic railing. So put a washer onto one of the 25mm long M6 screws and then thread that through the plastic rail and then thread it through one of the outside legs and attach in place with a second washer and a hex nut. Each of these railings will fit in between a pair of legs that are pointing in the opposite direction. Then attach the same railing with a second screw, ensuring that the rail passes in between 2 legs that are pointing in opposite directions. Don't tighten it too much initially because the rail may need to be moved later. Then repeat with the other railing. And now the frame and the railings are in place. Now we've got the frame set up, we've made the swinging pendulum, now it's time to slot the pendulum in place. So you take the M8 bolt, put a washer on it and then thread it through the first hole at the back of the frame. Then place one of the PTFE discs over the bolt. It then threads through a second leg and then you can attach the dial. Take the plywood gasket that's equipped with the steel rod, the M4 screw and the other plywood gasket to the pendulum by putting the screw through the small hole near the bottom, threading that through the pendulum arm and then the gasket with the steel rod on the other side. This can then be attached to the dial, but not before the little clock hand is placed on, as this will give us an indication of the power absorbed by the sample. Once the clock hand has been put on, slide the pendulum arm assembly on, ensuring that the steel rod is the correct side of the clock hand. This can be determined whether or not the swinging pendulum will knock the clock hand over the dial in the correct way to give a reading. Next, the M8 screw can be threaded through the other set of legs, not forgetting to put another PTFE gasket in between the two legs. Then attach a washer and the other hex. Then attach another washer and the other hex nut, and then the impact tester is complete. And the arm swings freely. You then next need to calibrate the impact tester. First of all, ensure that the rails are lined up so that the stoppers are in line with each other. You can use the long hex key for this. And then once it's in place, then tighten up the 4 hex nuts to keep the rails in place. Remove the hex key, reset the dial, and then calibrate it. So in order to calibrate it, you've got to make sure that when there's no sample in there, the blade swings through and knocks the dial to 0, because there'll be no sample in there, so 0% power of the power will be absorbed. So 0% of the energy will be absorbed because there isn't a sample in there. Don't worry though that if the clock arm gets knocked back, like so, this is because the pendulum is swinging freely and it knocks it on its second pass. But as long as the clock hand initially goes to 0, that's absolutely fine. Now we can try it with a sample. So let's put a crunchy bar in there. So make sure you lift the pendulum up to where you calibrated it earlier and let it go and see what happens. Good luck.